Hi everyone. I'm getting ready to go on a bike trip across the country, starting in San Francisco and riding back to the East Coast. I'm on the East Coast right now, and so I'm going to take a plane at San Francisco and need to box up my bike, which I've never done before. So I figured I'd share the experience, and maybe we could all learn something. I don't think it's going to be too difficult, but we'll find out. By far the hardest part so far was finding a bike box. The bike that I'm riding is a Surly long haul trucker, which can be kind of a big bike. I have the steer tube, I think that's what it's called, is uncut, so it's just very tall. And so I went to a number of bike shops, and they all kind of said, "Oh yeah, we have a big box for you. Come on in." And when I got there, it was just way too small. It was like some road bike box that just would not fit this. So where I finally lucked out was at a REI. The REI in Fairfax was really, really helpful. A bunch of awesome guys there, so big thank you to them. But they have these huge boxes that the vast majority of their bikes come in. So this is the box right here. And along with this box, they gave me all the little doodads that come with it. So the plastic pads that go on the sides of wheels and into the fork dropouts. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second. So here's the stuff that was in the box. So these are the little guys that go on the kind of the sides of the wheel to give them some padding. This goes in your fork. In addition, just grab some foam from a U-Haul store. Have some zip ties to hopefully just kind of like wrap the foam around the frame, and some backing tape for anything else. Alright, so taking kind of everything on the front of the bike off for starters. We have the front wheel off, taking the whole quick release skewer out as well. Before I put it in the stand, I took off the front fender and the front rack. So next we're going to do the handlebars. In a lot of the guides that I've seen, you end up taking the handlebars completely off, and sometimes also removing the front brake. I don't think I'm going to do that for the brake, and for the handlebars I'm actually going to try and leave them on. I'm going to loosen them up here and see if we can't swivel them around and maybe like wrap them around the top tube, but we'll see how that goes. So this is what the handlebars look like that I kind of thought might work. I think I want to go ahead and put this in the box and see what this looks like. They may just need to come off. Before we do that though, we've got to take off the pedals because they stick out too far. Okay, the pedals are off. Let's try and put it in the box. Alright, bike's back in the stand. It just completely did not fit in the box. Everything was a little bit too wide, so we're going to just take everything off. Okay, so the handlebars have been removed. I went ahead and screwed this plate back on just so we don't lose any hardware. But the handlebars are just hanging freely. Air bars are on the ground now, and I've taken some other stuff off the bike just to make things a little simpler. The other thing that I'm doing, every little thing, so like these are the shims for the air bars, this was the skewer for the front wheel and the pedals, everything's just going to go into this little box to keep it together. And also, any tool that I'm using to take anything off the bike, I'm going to set aside and not put back in with my tool set, and take with me, just so I kind of guarantee I'll have everything to put it back together. To keep things from moving around some, I'm going to zip tie a few things. So I've zip tied the crank to the chainstay here, so this won't move at all. And I've also zip tied the stem down to the top tube here, so the front fork won't move around too much. This was really tall, so I had to put like 4 zip ties together, but it seems pretty secure. So I realized I was doing one thing in the wrong order. I kind of secured these things before I had the foam around, so I had to cut those away. I've gone ahead and started to pad this guy up, so I'm using the things that REI hooked me up with. So I have the little protector in the fork, added in the pads for the front tire, and then I'm going around and just kind of wrapping all of the tubes with foam. Some of them I got from REI, so like this guy was perfect for going around the head tube. And then I'm kind of using this U-Haul padding in sort of a messy way. I feel like it doesn't matter how it looks though, as long as it's wrapped around it should provide some protection. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking in a long strip like this and just sort of spiraling it around the tubes. And it seems to look pretty good. So yeah, I'll finish doing that. So my bike looks more like a mummy than a bicycle now. I'm not sure if I'm going overboard with all this, but I figure I have it, so I might as well use it, and better to be safe than sorry. I'm still not sure what to do with the handlebars, so I think with it all wrapped up like this, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the box and just see where things should go. I should mention too now, I've had the seat left on it and the seat post left on it just so it is holding the stand, but that's going to come off too, I think. So this is what it looks like in the box so far. As you can see, it's actually fitting fairly well. There's still quite a bit of room in the front, so I think I'll probably just pad up these handlebars, let them kind of sit like this, and then I'll put some stuff like my panniers probably in the front to keep the whole thing from sliding forward. I think that'll work though. It's not exactly pretty, but I think this is what we're going to do. I did one other thing. I kind of zip tied the brake levers in the closed position. They were sticking out a little bit, kind of towards the edge of the box, so I figured this will kind of keep them away from getting hit by anything. We'll see. Yeah, I'm going to keep wrapping this up completely, kind of like the rest of the bike is, and then we'll see what needs to be done from there. Alright, and this is everything back in the box. One of the things that came from the stuff with REI was just the flat piece of cardboard with a hole in it. Not sure if you can see it down there, but this is basically just to divide between your front wheel and the rest of the bike, and it seems to fit in there pretty nicely. Some other finishing thoughts as everything's going in the box. There's some stuff that I just left unwrapped on purpose, like the rear fender and the rear rack. I don't care if these get a little beat up. Plus, this thing's a tank. I don't think it's going to have any harm done to it. I'm definitely happy that I can leave it on too, because I feel like it's going to give a little bit more protection to the back wheel and the rear derailleur. Yeah, let's see what else there is to do. I'm not sure that it needs it, but I've gone ahead and created the protective case for the saddle and the seat post. It's in there kind of wrapped in some foam, just with some cardboard and tape, but it fits very nicely in the back of the box, so I think we will leave that. I've gone ahead and taken the front rack and just wrapped it real lightly in some foam. I'm not really worried about it being harmed, but if it gets, rattling around in there, I'd rather it be a little protected so it doesn't scratch anything else up. Just like for the seat and seat post, I've gone ahead and taken the aero bars and just kind of used some cardboard scraps to fashion a little, padding box for them. This can just get thrown in wherever. So this was the box that I was just using to collect little things that came off the bike. Really not a lot came off the bike at all. Really the pedals was the biggie, and then most people won't have the aero bars like I did. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave this box open just in case there's any little things that I forget about that I want to throw in here. But yeah, other than that, the packing job is done. I have no idea how this is. I've seen some bikes and boxes before and they've been less padded than this, but then again, they were being shipped by UPS and other things. We'll see how the baggage handlers at the airport are with packages like this. Yeah. Hopefully, at the end of the flight, everything comes out okay. Alright, almost forgot. Last clip that I'll do of this, just showing some of the other stuff that we put in here. So, panniers, I have like 3 of them, just all stacked here. Got the tent, got the sleeping pad, and some other stuff strewn about. But basically, I figured I'm already like way over the weight restrictions, so I have to kind of pay extra for this box to get on the plane anyway. So, might as well throw in some extra stuff. And I figure it'll provide some extra padding and keep stuff from rattling around, so why not? For those of you interested too, so I'm flying Virgin Airlines, and the policy that they have is they will take any bike box up to 50 pounds, and I think they charge $50 for it. If it weighs more than that, which this one definitely will, then it's like an extra 50, so basically it's taking $100 to, get a bike in a box across the country. A little expensive, but at the same time, it's not that much for what you're asking them to do. So yeah, that's it.